Welcome to the second video at Mousehole. So today we're fishing Kestrel. Last time, if you watched the video, we fished Kingfisher. Kestrel is the smaller of the two lakes. 6 swims. We've got 3 swims all next to each other. Today I'm joined by consultant Kyle and Steve. Hopefully we can bring you some fish this time, after last time we didn't do so well. So stay tuned, see what happens. So rods. Dropped down to 2 rods today just because of the line pressure in the water. The swims are pretty close together, as you probably see through the video throughout. So I've decided to just go for the 2 rods. So 2 tactics. First rod on the right, on a yellow Ocean's Fruit 12mm pop-up. That's done me a bite already, so we'll stick with that for the rest of the session. And left rod, that's on a Ocean's Fruit wafter, 15mm, match the hatch, cork dust. That always does me a bite on this lake. I've fished here a few times, so I'm pretty confident in that approach, and I'm pretty sure that should do a bite if the fish turn up. So that's the 2 rods, both out in open water, around 7 foot deep. A lot of people go close to the islands. They're pretty shallow shelves, so I'm trying to do something a little bit different. So it's worked so far. We've had a bite, so we'll continue with that. So early hours this morning, we was quite lucky. We got 2 customers fishing the opposite end to us, Chris and Luke. So this morning I got a phone call to say Luke, really early, just before light, managed to get a bite on the Ocean's Fruit wafter again. So that was a 31 common, a new PB for Luke, so well done to you. He's here for the rest of the duration of our session as well. You may well see one of those guys with another fish. So we talked about the hook baits that I'm using on both my rods. As usual, I always try something a little bit different. So this session we've introduced the Red Lobster stick mix. Now a lot of people, when they see it in the packaging, they don't realise that it is actually red. It turns red. Add in the water, it turns red. I know it sounds simple, but a lot of people come back to me and said, oh, it's not red. How is yours so red? Add water to it, it turns red. But with that, with the winter conditions, you can see how cold it is. What I'm wearing, it is cold. So we've gone a little bit winter tactics. So we've added casters, some dead maggots to the mix, as well as a lot of sweet corn. Really good winter tactics using that sort of bait as well. I know it's done a few bites in this swim in midweek. There was a couple, Nick and Jane, both fairly new to carp fishing. They both wiggled out some big fish out there using corn. So I'm fishing on the back of that as well, and it's worked so far. Adding to the mix, we're using all 3 of our boilie ranges. The boilies do really well here, but a little bit different. We've chopped them all. So the all nut, the Red Lobster, and the Ocean's Fruit, all in the chop formation as well to add to the mix. So that's what I'm doing in my swim. I'm in the middle of the 2 swims. As I've said earlier in the video, we've got Kyle and Steve with us. So we're going to go over to Kyle and Steve now, see their approach, what they're doing and how they're getting on.
So yeah, we're at Kestrel, 36-hour session, carp basics. I'm in peg 1. Got good depth of water out in front of me. Decided to fish 2 rods this weekend due to line pressure, just to help the fish move about. I think it will help me in the swim. We're talking about 1 rod, the left rod, tight up to the island, fishing in about 4.5 foot of water. That is on a yellow Ocean's Fruit pop-up. They do work well in here, especially this time of the year, get a bit colder. Fingers crossed, get something off that. And then we've got my right round rod. It's on a known spot that I have previously caught fish from during the summer months. I'm going to stick with the same tactic, the same approach to what I've done in the summer, but just not as much bait, and that would be on the lobster. Solid 15mm on the bottom with a pink Ocean's Fruit tipper, and hopefully that's going to do the job for me. So my mix consists in the lobster rod, that would consist of a stick mix alongside with large particle, not a lot of it, just a little bit, just to give a little bit of colour in there, a little bit of yellow, and then a mix of Ocean's Fruit and lobster boiling, all just mixed up, a little bit of water in there, slop it up a bit more, just dropping that out of the boat over the top. Yeah, see how that goes. The left hand rod is not going to have much bait. We're just going to stick to, might have a few grains of maize out there with it, maybe a few walnut chops, but mainly just going on the higher visual of the yellow Ocean's Fruit pop-up. Just going to try and nick a quick bite off of it if we can. So a little bit of bait, just trying to get the bite first. So 2 different sides, one with a bit of bait, one with literally nothing. It is going to be a tough session down here. The fishing slowed down a lot in the last few months here. Obviously temperature dropped, a lot of pressure been on here lately. So the fishing has definitely slowed down. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It is the water conditions, the temperature's dropped sort of to 8 degrees now. There's a big change in water temperature. So fish have definitely slowed down. They've probably started to shoal up now as well. I think if you can find them, it's going to help. But they're not showing as much anymore, so they're not giving much away. So it's just watching the water finding, see what it's saying, and adapting to it, and see what we can make of it. Hopefully, get some fish on the bank for you.
So yeah, I've landed myself in swim 3. Out of the 3 swims, I'm told this is the best swim. It's my first time doing a session on this particular lake, so I'm confident still. So I've got probably the most water out of the 3 swims, so I've opted for 3 rods. The other guys have gone on to 2, but I've got one sort of 6 foot off an island, clear spot there. I've seen a fish show over the top, so I'm quietly confident on that one. The middle rod I've put down by some grasses that are growing sort of in the swim. It's a big tuft of grass, so yeah, got one there, and I've tucked my 3rd rod under a willow tree just down to my left margin. Been getting a lot of liners on that, so I'm assuming there's a lot of small fish around it at the moment. Bait wise, I've gone for the red lobster on all 3, tipped off with a yellow walnut. So it's just sort of giving it more balanced rather than a straight hop up, which I prefer definitely this time of year. Over the top, I've gone a mixture of mixed particle, crumbed and halved and whole boilies actually, but I've just stuck with a mixture of all 3, the ocean's fruit, the red lobster and the walnut. That's all just mixed in together. There is some dead maggots in there as well. Yeah, and the red lobster stick mix, which is a real bright red. I love it. You know, it really does cloud the water, which is the effect I'm going for. But yeah, fingers crossed, we see some action soon.
25-12. Bit of assistance here from Mr. Stephen Fuller, who's turned up just to come and see us. I was away from the rods doing a bit of filming with James and it ripped off, so thanks Mr. Fuller for getting this one in the net for me. It's a joint effort. Carp Basics videos, we get everyone involved that we possibly can, so yeah, it's good to have him here. This was caught on something different that I don't normally use. A 12mm yellow ocean fruit pop-up over a bed of corn and boilies, so yeah, there it is. 25-12. So we'll have a little catch up. Afternoon's drawing on, probably got an hour before it starts getting dark. Quite lucky in Kestrel, they got what we call this, a tiki hut? Tiki hut. So we've got somewhere to get out of the elements and have a little bit of a social. All our swims are so close to this, so we can all sit in there and have a catch up. So we'll have a little catch up on what's happening in the day. So last time I spoke, I think we had 1 fish. Since then we've had 25 pounds, 12.
25-12,
although I didn't technically land it. I was doing some filming around the other side with a customer. But luckily Fuller was here to say hello and jumped in and grabbed the rod before anyone else did. So a joint effort with a 25-12. What we've done for the rest of the day, just reset the rods really.
Yeah, just watching the water, resetting the rods, changed a couple of things, tried some different methods.
Yep.
Just trying to Just trying to nick a bite where we can.
If we can.
If we can.
No pressure on Steve, but we put him in the flyer.
All on Steve tonight.
So anyone that knows Kestrel, you'll know that 3 and 6 probably are the better swims. Some will argue that, but generally they are. The fish seem to hold up around there a lot more, so a bit of pressure on Steve. I did nick one out of there early hours this morning. He wasn't here, he didn't set up till this morning, so I managed to nick a bite out of his swim. But that's the way it goes. The water was free, opportunist, went for it, and yeah, it wasn't very big, it was only the double we saw earlier, but yeah, it's still a fish. So
Fish is a fish, mate.
moving into the night, we are all set. Winter has come, you can see we're wrapped up, it was a bit cold, but we'll see what happens from there. So, anything to add?
I ain't seen a magpie.
Oh.
I have had a robin on my left rod.
This is a discussion that we're planning on having on this session. As it goes on, we're going to talk about rituals and superstitions and all the other stuff that go with fishing. Luck, unlucky, whatever it is. Fishing with Kyle in the last few months, there is a lot of stuff that you have to go through with rituals and superstitions. And I can't argue, a lot of them have come right. So
It's worse than a Premier League football.
But we'll see. We'll go into that. Hopefully we'll get a bit more time as the session goes on, and we'll have a discussion about that and maybe get you guys that are viewing to interact with us and give us your thoughts on what we've discussed. But for now, we'll leave it there. Unless something happens in the next hour or two, we'll see you later on. There we are, 16-pounder, caught in the early hours of this morning. This fell just off an island spot where we saw fish showing. This came on the walnut wafter over a bed of walnut. So now we're going to put him back and hopefully he grows a bit bigger for next time. Right, quick catch up. We're moving into the last day. Last night was really quiet, literally. I think Steve, you managed to wiggle one out.
Early hours, yeah.
Weren't massive, 16 pounds, but we did see a fish moving around just before dark, and just as it got dark, jumping around off the tip of an island. We was hoping it was a bit bigger than what it was, but Steve did slam one up onto that, and then did get a bite. So change as well. You was on all nut.
Yeah, I moved over to the all nut.
Switched over to the all nut. Chopped down pink.
Chopped down pink all nut. Yeah, with about 10 all nut boilies over the top.
So there you go. The fishery did ask if we could try the all nut on here just to see if it does do a bite, because everyone used ocean's fruit or the red lobster. So there it is. It done a bite. Weren't massive. There's plenty of big girls in here. Me and Carl have done quite a few sessions on here in the last couple of months, and had plenty of fish to show, or you might have seen on our Instagrams and stuff. We haven't managed to wiggle one out yet, so there's still time. Carl's made change.
Gone for a zig, 3 foot, mid water. I wouldn't say we're scratching, but trying different tactics to see if we can just nick something. Got to try. We can't give up.
We said yesterday that myself and Kyle were just going to go to 2 rods, less line pressure, and we did. We've done that for probably 24 hours. Don't think it's made any difference. We've caved and we've ended up putting the 3rd rod out each now, but Whether it'll make a difference, whether it'll do us a bite, we'll see. So we've got probably 6 hours left. See what happens. We'll come back to you if we've got any fish. Let's have a little chat about something that we debate a lot on the bank. Rituals and superstitions for fishing. So everyone that I fish with has got a different take on certain things. For me, I was always told a robin landing on your rod was bad luck.
No, it's good luck.
Carl will argue it's good
That
luck.
is good luck.
For me, a kingfisher landing on your rod
and
is good
tested.
luck.
That is good luck.
So there's a few things. The robin, what do you think? Good luck, bad luck? If it lands on your rod, do you catch a fish? I don't know. When you watch the video, slide a comment in, see what you say. We'll go from there. But Carl believes it's good luck. Jury's out with me. I don't think it's good or bad luck anymore. I've had robins land on the rod and don't catch. I've had them land and do catch. So for me, that's one of those. Kingfisher, you go with a kingfisher.
Yeah.
Kingfisher on rods is the ultimate.
They're pretty rare anyway, a kingfisher. So here at Mousehole, we've had a couple floating around all weekend. They haven't graced my rods yet.
Oh, mine.
Yours?
Not yet.
Not yet. While we're on the bird life, magpies. I mean, this is not just for fishing. A lot of people believe in seeing
mate.
one magpie's bad luck, two's good luck.
Definitely bad luck, mate.
Definitely bad luck.
Definitely bad luck, mate.
One magpie cut his thumb off, so
Yeah, mate.
he believes in that. And I was fishing a couple of weeks ago, and one magpie was floating around for ages. We was fishing on swim 6 and 5 a couple of weeks ago, and he was having a tough weekend,
Tough session.
and he saw one magpie, followed by 2, and you're like, it's on, I'm definitely having a fish. 30 minutes later, fish on the bank. So magpies, good luck, bad luck, don't
Good
know.
luck.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
So another one to talk about is the full moon, the moon phases. Now a lot of people in carp fishing bang on about the moon phases. I have never really been bothered by a full moon. I've never caught a big common or a big girl on a full moon.
Big common's full moon.
Big common full moon.
Big common's full moon.
Another interesting discussion. A lot of people believe in the moon phases for whatever reason that is, the daylight.
I've caught big commons on full moons though.
Yeah,
So
again,
it plays into it.
I think. What about you? I suppose if you've had one, then you would believe.
Yeah, I'm not overly fussed by it myself. I will fish whenever I can.
You're probably asleep anyway, so you don't even
I
realise the
don't
moon's
really
even
most
out. I don't know. I've never caught on a moon phase. I don't plan my fishing around the moon phase.
No, I don't plan my fishing around it.
But we know certain people do. Certain anglers really believe in that. I don't know. It's another one of those superstitions that a big common comes out on a full moon, and I suppose we all go fishing. We all need something to believe in, I suppose. So if there is a full moon, you talk yourself into it. It's very lucky. That's the way I look at it. Oh, it's a full moon. It's definitely happening tonight. A big common's going to grace the bank. Not so much. Not so much. You've got a funny one that you pay the lake, and I know Charlie as well. Who's part of the
That's
team.
where it come from, Charlie.
Charlie pays the lake.
We've always
so
paid
tell
the
us.
lake.
Tell us.
Always. So before you set up, get your rods out. 20p a rod. Silver. Has to be silver.
Has to be a seal.
Has to be silver coin. You pay the lake. It's always done as good.
In
Each
fairness, I did put 20p in last night at my right rod, and that's
it's
the one
true.
that went.
See? You pay the
So
lake.
there may be something in that.
But-
Can I borrow 40p?
But funny story, when we got here, I did ask Kyle yesterday, have you paid the lake? And he went, I couldn't because I didn't have any silvers, I only had £20 notes, so I couldn't pay with £20 notes. But after a rustle around his bag, he found a bag full of 20p's and he has now paid the lake. So we'll come back to
We'll
you
see.
if it pays off by the end of this session, if he does catch, but we'll leave paying the lake there. Again, if you do anything like this, comment below and we'll talk about it more. Now mine, I'm a bit fussy about reel handles, so if they're not set right, James will tell you in the video, and they're not sitting right, I'll go and touch them and make sure they're all lined up. Oh, the fish know, like I'm going to catch now because the reel handles are lined up. Again, I think that's just me being a bit anal with
And
what
if
I'm
James
doing,
has taken a video of my reels, he will notice I am not bothered.
yeah, they're all over the place. It's just personal preference what you're doing. And a lot of people I've noticed, Steve, you've done this, a few other team members have done this. You're standing there at the rods calling here fishy, fishy, fishy.
We all do it. It's desperation.
A desperate move to try and get a fish on the bank. I don't know.
Fish whisperer.
Fish. Here fishy, fishy. Ooh.
Oh, go on.
We always want to get a run when we're having a chat, so if that goes, it'd be fantastic. The zig is getting a few knots.
The zig.
I don't know what it is out there.
It's a big roach.
A big roach.
Big roach on it.
So, guys, if you watch the video, you've watched this segment and what we're doing. If you have got anything, any ritual superstitions that you do when you're on the bank, again, comment below or hit us up on our Instagram and ask us a few questions and have a discussion about it. And that's it, the session has come to an end. So 4 bites, 3 landed, not the biggest of fish that have come out. This lake does a lot of 30s generally. Myself and Carl have had a few in the last few sessions. Cameras rolling, it didn't happen, it's just the way it goes. What can we take from this session? Well, we saw 2 fish jump, we cast the 2 fish, or bait boated to 2 fish, and caught 2 fish from that method. So maybe if you do see a fish jump, put one on it, it does pay off. So apart from that, there's not a lot else to talk about. Thanks to Kyle, giving up your weekend, doing a video. First video.
Always.
You'll see him again next year, and plenty more.
100%.
Thanks to Steve for the same, coming out. He thought it was easy, now he's on camera, I'm sure he don't think it's that easy anymore. Thanks to James, camera work as usual, giving up his weekend and his time for doing it. And thanks to everyone at Mousehole for letting us do the videos as we always do. Apart from that, there's only one other thing to do. On my last session here, a couple of weeks ago, I managed to get a PB of £36.10. No one was here to do a bucket with me. Kyle was literally just packing up, so we decided to save it for this video. So shortly, you'll see me get a bucket for my PB. Not happy about it, but it's going to happen. So until next time, we'll see you in the new year for a new video, new venues, new consultants on video. Hit the subscribe. Thanks for watching. You still always on point. Let's go in.
Yeah, mate. I hate cameras, James.
What?
I hate cameras,
No,
mate.
you're doing absolutely fine.
Yeah, we good?
Yeah.
Alright. Just tuck it in. We're rolling, aren't we?
Yeah.
Every time, mate. You spend more time with the credits at the end, the comedy edge. Are we all in that shot?
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't even see that lens.
Am I good side?
Even my head.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a bit shiny, shall I put some makeup on it?
Anyways, where's my hair?
Oh, don't move, because we get a jiggy.
No, it's a boat.
Proper jiggy, innit?
Proper jiggy.
Let me know when you're ready, James.
I'm still rolling. I'm rolling.
Oh, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Mate, this guy's relentless at filming. He don't tell you when it's on, Joff.
And welcome back
Yep.
to CBTV. Here is your host.
Oh, hi. James has done a sneaky little one again.
he starts.
Hi guys.
Well, we've had an epic session so far. Yep, we'll cut that. Definitely won't epic.
Do you know when you're that hungry now, you just
You
want to
smell burning? Am I burning? You singed it. Look, smell it.
Yeah.
Red letter session after a thunderstorm, everyone calls it. Pay in the lake.
Yeah, mate.
That's not working.
No, that's definitely not working. I might have
Real
to pay.
handles have got a bit of
I
sound.
want my money back. Get the nets out.
Yeah, good.
Did you want me to lean down? Yeah, so you can see me. I don't mind doing that. I was doing this for Joff, so. And he's used to talking to the camera now, so
Yeah.
that's alright.
I just freaked out by it.
That's right, I'll give you time. It's not rush.
Luckily I trust him and I love him because he can hold this against me for the rest of my life.
Oh,
The
mate.
stuff he's got backed up on his hard drive.
Mate, that's blackmail. That's blackmail.
I wasn't doing my hair, but I didn't have any hair gel, so I put that on. Oh my god, that's it. Oh, you're doing it again. I've moved it up and ruined it for
Are
you.
you in?
Oh, what's Kyle doing?
He's so sneaky in here with the camera.
What are we doing?
Tactically talking where we're going to position the rods for later,
Or what we're not going to
or
do?
what we're not going to do, or what could catch us a fish.
The easiest thing to do would be, I've got a spare rod, let's stick it out and, you know, 3 rods, 3 potential bites. So as I said earlier, I got a PB a couple of weeks ago, a £36.10. No one was here to give me a bucket. I've accepted that I've got to take a bucket. So our 2 consultants, Steve and Carl, kindly offered to do it for me. James didn't argue it because I gave him a bucket in April and he was pretty cold as well. So here we go, take it, give it to me. You know! Classic.
I think I got just as much.
Thanks, guys. Oh.
See, now your axe dry.
Thanks, mate. And there it is, bucket accepted, done.